August 30th, 2019. Hope you're well. Today I want to talk a little bit about a drowning we had at Ludlow Falls, Ohio, and yesterday. And two young men dove in on the side of the falls. They both were able to get across. One got out of the water. The other one stood up on a rock and dove back in, I guess, or jumped back in, and he was not seen again then. And he drowned. And a 19-year-old young man, and he did it basically because, it was a challenge. Of course, he looks at cliff diving, and the problems here are the falls is just a trickle right now. You could walk across the limestone top right now. And the water level is that low. It's extremely low. And the problem with Ludlow Falls is when the water level is high, it cuts a trough down through the creek bed that's very deep, that there is an undertow underneath there that can pull you down. But more than that, the basin of the falls is littered with industrial garbage. I mean, there are many, like 50 pieces of rail down there that are 50, 60 feet long each. And I know there's an engine block down there and a ton of barbed wire. Divers went down there about 20 years ago to dispel myths of how deep it was. And I think they found out it was like 9 to maybe 12 feet at its deepest point. And the water level's way low right now. So because of a lack of information and thrill seeking, this 19-year-old man is dead, not because of actually jumping off the cliffs around the falls, but because of trying to swim across in a debris-filled area. That is a complete debris field there. And there is an undertow at a couple of points. Now, the police patrol that area. They warn people. It's posted. You can't swim there. You shouldn't swim there. I've seen close to 30 people die in my lifetime there. I remember when I was 14, I would fish this entire area because I just get on my bike and take my stuff and go. And I remember Jetta at lunch one day said, it was in probably June. She said, so I hear people are jumping off the falls again this year at Ludlow. And I said, well, yeah. And she said, you don't want to jump off the falls up there. If you don't have to worry about that killing you, because if I find out you do it, I'm gonna kill you myself. I'm gonna take you out myself. So Mom warned me from day one, but it was passed down to me. The old legend was a train had derailed there, and it had. But the train was removed. But there are many pieces of rail track in the basin, as well as all sorts of other garbage that can snag you up. My guess is most likely, unless it was something physical with him, he was tangled up in something. These things happen. And the reality is the best part of life's living and enjoying it. But things can go from bad to horrible in seconds if you're uninformed. And I know people come here from out of town. You don't want to swim at Ludlow Falls. That's why there are signs all over the place. Industry and technology has left a mark on nature. We haven't been able to cure. We haven't been able to heal all the way yet. So you got to pay attention to your surroundings. And you might be better off to drop $5 and go to the pool if you really need to jump in water that bad. You know what I mean? And obviously this young man hasn't been identified yet. His family needs to be identified. It's a horrible situation. But nonetheless, we can all learn from it. And you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing before you do it. And you got to know about where you're at and all you can know about it and more. Word to thinking critically in everything you do. Here's to being young and crazy and surviving it. Peace out, y'all. Take care.